Hi, my name is Cold Beer, and let's start with Postal. Brain damaged.
In this boomer shooter spin-off of the Postal franchise, things are about to get weird. Everything happens in your brain, and that brain is not a healthy one by any means. Overwhelmingly positive reviews left by thousands of players say to us that the idea and the execution here is flawless. In-game you will encounter fast and challenging enemies and diverse environments. Also you will enjoy crude humor, nicely presented gore and fantasy violence. Anyway, people on Steam are saying that this is a great game with fantastic art and super entertaining gameplay, absolute gem and a must-play. Deadlink. This is a cyberpunk first-person shooter with roguelite elements. You are an elite operative recruited for the experimental Deadlink project, so here you will pilot an autonomous combat shell and fight your way through cramped slums, twisted labs and grimy warehouses to topple the most powerful corporations. You will find a deadly and diverse arsenal of weapons, upgrade your skills and tech, devastate destructible environments and bankrupt the evil corporations. By killing all their employees, I guess. Yeah, you can't make millions of dirty money if everyone who works for you is dead. The logic is unbeatable, unlike your enemies. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that you will play this game just because of the story, the plot and love-hate relations between simple folk and the evil rich. That small part of never-ending carnage is just a nice addition, not important. TitanFall 2 Ultimate Edition. If you don't know what TitanFall is, you may think that this is only a multiplayer battle royale of some sort, but it is not. The game actually features a very nice, although really short single-player campaign packed with action and inventive twists. Here you play as militia rifleman stranded behind enemy lines who encounters a veteran Titan. You must work together to uphold a mission you were never meant to carry out. And of course, in TitanFall 2 there is a multiplayer portion of the game with fast-paced, first-person action with Titans and deadly pilot abilities. This version of the game includes all the deluxe and jump starter content, which includes new Titans, warpaint, weapons, tokens and even more, and this price is more than great. Turbo Overkill. The game's motto is half metal, half human, all murder machine. The title is heavily inspired by some of the all-time greats like Doom and Quake and Duke Nukem 3D with awesome cyberpunk visuals. Here you'll play as Johnny Turbo, augmented with hidden arm rockets and a chainsaw that extends from your lower leg, allowing you to slice enemies wide open. If that sounds amazing, believe me, plays even better. As people say, the game is set in something between Blade Runner and Doom. Your enemy here is Rogue AI and its army of augmented minions. And the coolest thing is that you just need money, probably for buying better ingredients for your potato salad. And because of that you take on the impossible job of destroying the greatest AI ever created and take the bounty. Sounds easy. Forgive Me Father 2. This is not just a boomer shooter, this is a Lovecraftian boomer shooter. After the financial success of the first part, which was absolutely amazing, they made another, probably even better game. You will journey once again into a malevolent world inspired by H.P. Lovecraft's legends, where madness awaits on every corner. You will embark on a dangerous mission as you continue the story of the character from the first game. Although you don't have to play the first part to enjoy the second. It's a shooter, not a visual novel, it's an absolutely standalone title. The game is very beautiful, retro-modernistic, with dark, comic-like art and gloomy, menacing atmosphere. And oh, monsters you kill often turn into a bloody mist of organs and bones, and that is a very satisfying thing to experience. Trepang 2. He will take on the shoes of an escaped soldier who has no memories of his past life but is infused with supernatural abilities. All you want is revenge for something, you know, and you'll stop at nothing. You will deliver devastating punches, sneak around in the shadows, wield powerful weapons, and give the bad guys a taste of their own medicine. Or a taste of pineapple in the potato salad, which is way worse and should be banned by Convention of Geneva or something. So anyways, you can already tell the game has strong horror vibes and has visuals and atmosphere similar to legendary Fear games. Here you'll find 6 difficulty levels, so even if it looks hard to crack, on easy it is quite easy. Game has above 90% of positive reviews on Steam and you can play the free demo version as well. Rage 2. Here you'll dive headfirst into a dystopian world devoid of society, law and order. An asteroid has annihilated 80% of Earth's population, and humanity numbers are dwindling. Ruthless and bloodthirsty gangs roam the open roads, and the tyrannical authorities seek to rule with an iron fist. And you are the last ranger of the wasteland and a threat to their power. So you have been robbed of your home and left for dead. Those are not the actions you take kindly and say thank you for. So now you have to kill them all, and only then your heart can rest in peace. The game is filled with ludicrous vehicle combat, superpowered first-person mayhem, and an open world full of emergent madness. The game sadly is ridden with bugs, and some of them can ruin even the main missions of the game, so you may be stuck for good even after investing tons of hours in it. And believe me, I have read the comments of people who played it, and they are not forgiving at all. Despite that, for some the game runs flawlessly, so it's a lottery you may want to play, or just play the first part. It's really good. Mothergunship. The game mixes bullet hell intensity with the FPS genre, and according to developers brings one of the largest gun customization options seen in video games. It's up to you to equip your over-the-top arsenal and defeat a robotic alien armada that has conquered the Earth. Yeah, as always, you'll have to show aliens who's the real boss here. And that's you, my friend. You are an awesome and very beautiful person. Now subscribe, this praise isn't free. Anyway, here you'll craft gun monstrosities that no reasonable person could ever lift, fight gigantic bosses, and experience randomized mayhem as you battle your way to the heart of the fleet. This game is great to play alone, but if you want to release your anger on aliens as a co-op team with your friend, yeah, the game forces you to sign in with Epic Launcher, which is a sad thing and brings down the review score of the game big time. Singularity. Here you'll be a witness of so-called Singularity event that fractured time and threatened the world as we know it. Some say it was the day when everyone forgot the potato salad recipe. That bent time and space, a real apocalypse happened. So here, armed with powerful advanced weaponry and the experimental time manipulation device, you'll fight enemies from the past, the present, and the abominations caught in somewhere in between. With the help of this magical device, you will age enemies to dust in seconds, manipulate objects outside the laws of gravity, and degrade things or renew them to their pristine form. You will be a real-time bender here. Death in the Water 2. Here you will dodge and carve your way through swarms of terrifying sea creatures, controlled by a vicious, giant, mind-controlling kraken that haunts your every move. You will scavenge for hidden treasure to unlock weapons and upgrades, but the environment of this game will make sure that every dive reveals a new nightmare. As you investigate ruins, wrecks and reefs, the tension escalates. The marine life mirrors real behavior, with sharks and creatures remaining passive unless provoked. So don't splash the water and don't pretend to be a seal. Honestly, this advice is legit not only in this game, but also in real life, except if you are attending a gathering of people who pretend to be seals, which is a very popular thing in Estonia, for example. I'm not joking. So the game features a campaign, also survival and free roam modes. People on Steam are saying that this game is very detailed and is suitable for almost every first-person shooter horror fan. The only bad thing is, if you get motion sickness easily, then avoid.
Ultrakill.
Now we are getting serious. This game is always among the top 20 best rated games on the whole Steam, and that is among tens of thousands of games. It's ridiculous how good this game is.
Ultrakill
is a fast-paced, ultra-violent, old-school first-person shooter. It fuses together classic shooters like Quake and modern shooters like Doom Eternal with character action games like Devil May Cry. Here mankind has gone extinct and the only beings left on Earth are machines fueled by blood. And now that blood is starting to run out on the surface and machines are racing to the depths of hell to search for more. Total nonsense, but I like it. People on Steam describe this game quite politely. They say this is a Doom Eternal if it was on crack and also on heroin. And I would add that playing
Ultrakill
it's like eating potato salad, except if you dry it out and snort it. You can try the demo version on Steam if you have any doubts. Ghostwire Tokyo. Here the city is overrun by deadly supernatural forces after 99% of the population just vanished, so you will use a powerful arsenal of spectral abilities to fight the paranormal threat and unravel the mystery behind the mass disappearance. It may sound and look a bit like a horror game, but the main emphasis is not on the horror, rather on the fast-paced gameplay where you use your powerful abilities and can fight various ghosts like a true Ghostbuster, or more like a Ghost Eliminator, because you kill them.
How can you kill somebody who's already dead?
Oh, shut up, it's not a science game. And seriously, the game has a rating that allows 12-year-olds to play, so grow your mental balls and dive in. Prodeus. This is an old-school first-person shooter game reimagined using modern rendering techniques and technology. Here you experience the quality you would expect from a modern AAA game, designed with retro aesthetics and gameplay that invoke the tech-imposed limits of older hardware. And I'm not kidding, the game has overwhelmingly positive reviews, so all this praise is well-deserved. The game features a campaign made by industry veterans, co-op and competitive multiplayer play, and a fully integrated level editor. As developers say, get ready to paint the wall red. This is the boomer shooter you have been waiting for. Killing Floor 2. He will descend into continental Europe, where the outbreak caused by a failed experiment has quickly spread and gained unstoppable momentum, essentially paralyzing the European Union. Well, that sucks, I live here. The monster clones are everywhere and civilization is in disarray. Communications have failed, governments have collapsed, and military forces have been systematically eradicated. The people of Europe know survival and self-preservation too well, and lucky survivors have gone into hiding. Well, all except you and your friends. You kill the monster scum and make Europe great again. You'll find a bunch of playable characters in online co-op mode, or solo mode if you are willing to brave the horrific mutants alone. Also, the game has cool versus survival game mode, a 12-player PvP match where two teams take turns playing humans versus monsters. The game has around 90% of positive reviews, so it's probably the shooter you were looking for. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. With a name like that, you probably wouldn't expect violence, blood and partial nudity in this action RPG looter-shooter, but this is what this game is all about, because it is a spin-off of the Borderlands. First, Tiny Tina's Adventure was a DLC for the original Borderlands that came out in 2013. Later, it was released as a standalone game and flopped massively. It has mixed reviews on Steam, so developers decided to take another shot. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is a first-person shooter fantasy RPG game, which is not a very common thing these days, and for that only deserves your attention. Although it has mostly positive review score on Steam, so if you are not made of money, I suggest you put the game in your wishlist and wait for a bigger discount. Hard Reset Redux. This is an action-packed and hardcore single-player shooter which embraces the best qualities that the genre has to offer. It includes loads of enemies, great weapon variety, a challenging campaign, and a beautifully realized cyberpunk setting. People in comments are saying that the first levels are a bit boring for an experienced gamer, but later it's game on and it's really worth your money. And it has very positive reviews as well.
Wolfenstein Franchise.
In this alternative past, America is overrun with Nazis and only you can do the trick to make them all disappear, by leaving a bloody trail of their intestines and body fluids. And you are really good at this, a true master of the
Make a Nazi disappear?
magic trick. You have the guts, guns and desire to kill everybody in sight and spark the American Revolution. Wolfenstein: The New Order and The Old Blood has the best review scores among the modern Wolfenstein games, but I also liked Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus, which gets way more criticism than those previous two titles. It's probably because I started to play modern Wolfenstein games from The New Colossus, and only then I tried New Order and Old Blood, so I don't know if that would be good advice, probably not, but if you never played any of them, you can do as I did to be able to enjoy all of them. Also, if you like the idea of America being overrun with Nazi Germany, check out the TV series called The Man in the High Castle. It is a really great show. Impaler. This is a minimalist retro arena shooter with spikes. You summon spikes to slay monsters, build barriers and reach higher ground. The game is challenging, rewards movement, and each run feels different thanks to roguelike elements. Here you'll overcome the increasingly difficult hordes of monsters by upgrading your weapons and abilities. The game has a retro art style and really not bad soundtrack. Also, developers use their own engine, so the game feels really smooth. Basically, if you feel nostalgia for classic Doom or Duke Nukem games, Impaler is a wonderful choice. Also, the price is a joke even without a discount. The game is short, only about 2.5 hours, and can be completed in a single sit-down any evening, which is great. BioShock Remastered. This is an immersive sim shooter loaded with powerful weapons and interesting tactics. You'll have a complete arsenal at your disposal, from simple revolvers to grenade launchers and chemical throwers, but you will also be forced to genetically modify your DNA to create an even more deadly weapon, which is you. So there is only a small chance that you have never heard about the game, but I can assure you that BioShock is one of the best first-person shooter games ever created, and this remastered version includes some additional content, 65 Steam achievements, full controller support, modern textures, and of course 4K support as well. Second part is also discounted, but if you never played BioShock, start with the first part. The game is story rich and it would be a shame to skip a huge part of it. Metro franchise. No list like that can be complete without the Metro games. The franchise is made by Ukrainian-Maltese video game developer who created the series based on the books by writer Dmitry Gluchovsky, a Russian guy who had big, hairy balls and condemned the predatory Russian war on Ukraine, then fled Russia, and because of that he got 8 years of prison time from corrupt Russian judges. They can't get him now anyway. So Metro, although the plot is happening in Russia, has no actual connections with the dictator or his regime. That being said, he will play as Artyom, a survivor of nuclear war, now along with his friends living in the metro tunnels of Moscow. You are not alone here, various mutants and not as friendly dudes want you dead. Well, as always. There are 3 games in the franchise, all of them are really good first-person shooters. You have all my recommendations. Project Warlock. He will become a mysterious warlock and embark on a dangerous mission to eradicate all evil. Yeah, seriously, I thought warlocks are evil, but yeah, you are good somehow and want to smite evil creatures with everything you have, every single one of them, no matter where and when. You will travel through time and space to wreak mayhem and destruction like in the golden days of FPS games. You'll explore 60 levels in 5 settings, from ice Antarctic base to sands of Egypt or medieval castles. As in all classic games like this, you will find keys to unlock passages, reveal secret doors with golden ammo, use lifts and hidden buttons to access new areas, and of course, finally, you will descend to hell and face the ultimate challenge and emerge victorious or, you know, perish like a puny loser, which will never happen. You are awesome, my friend, never doubt that. Serious Sam 4. What if we make a shooter game but completely overpopulate it with enemies? Then we get Serious Sam games with never-ending action and unstoppable carnage everywhere you go. So in Serious Sam 4, the iconic cast of alien invaders returns with new reinforcements, and you will have to slay them all, and you will. The game also supports co-op mode, so you can play with 3 friends and enjoy the action together. Although that number of friends nowadays is a bit unrealistic. Most of us don't even have 3 imaginary friends, so this number is a bit fictional. Anyway, single player is awesome as well. The game has a very positive review score on Steam. Also, you can try all the Serious Sam games. Most of them have even better review scores and are loved more by players, but they are a bit outdated and someone else's nostalgia isn't making them better if you never play them. Dusk. This was one of the first modern boomer shooters I ever tried, and I can't say anything negative about it. Everything here is absolutely amazing, from the design of the levels to the atmosphere and even the feeling of your weapons. You know how it is super underwhelming when an expensive game with good graphics doesn't deliver the satisfaction when you press the trigger? Nothing like that here. Dusk has it all, from incredible sound design to impressive animations of dying enemies. They are not impressive graphically, you know, this is some pixel art game, but you get satisfaction, which is the most important thing. There aren't many better retro shooters than Dusk, although it is quite short. It will take around 8 hours of your life and will make them better. Amid Evil. This is a retro-looking first-person shooter built on Unreal Engine 4, continuing the carnage of legendary Heretic. So if you are old enough and Heretic plays some strings in your mind, you already know that this game is worthy of your attention. Overwhelmingly positive reviews should help as well. You'll find 7 distinct episodes, each featuring a completely different setting and enemies, awesome magical weaponry that can be overcharged with the souls of the dead, and endless hordes of evil to eradicate. Players on Steam are praising the game because of its awesome music and visuals and incredible weaponry. There is also a VR version of the game available. Also, you can try a free demo as well. Metal Hellsinger. The game has 97% of positive reviews, and that is insane. You'll kill demons to the rhythm of metal and vengeance on an infernal journey through the 8 hells. This is a rhythm first-person shooter bursting with monsters, gorgeous weapons and heavy metal music created for this game by amazing metal geniuses, like Serj Tankian for example. Yeah, Serj himself sings a new song created especially for this game, and you kill demons listening to it. The song was created with the idea behind it that it is meant to be listened to while killing demons. It is hard to wrap my head around this fact and how metal it actually is. So if you like fast-paced first-person shooter games like Shadow Warrior or Doom, search no more. Metal Hellsinger is what you need to kill your boredom with style. Crysis Remastered. I remember when I played some Crysis game for the first time about 100 years ago. The best part for me was that all your enemies here are all super powerful and mighty, but you are even more powerful and even more mighty. The feeling of power was great. Many years have passed and I still remember being an absolutely awesome killing machine. So the franchise is remastered now, the graphics are enhanced and thus the recommended requirements for this game are really high. Well, it's a game from 2007 after all, just with better visuals. I'm not an expert in computer parts, most of the names say nothing to me. I become an expert only before buying a new PC, you know, like most of us. So I just googled the recommended graphics card and I saw that its price was almost 300 euros. That is not what most of the world considers cheap. You know, you can buy a whole Nintendo Switch for a similar price. Anyway, the game is great. Reaver. The game is obviously inspired by Ultrakill, not only by style but by quality as well. The review score is above 90% and that is always a great thing. Also here, as in Quake games, you can fly off your own recoil. That's awesome. Also you will use grappling hooks, slamming, crouch sliding and many more actions that are making this game fun. The game also combines various weapons to make them more efficient. You can throw a black hole into the crowd, then toss a grenade and shoot it for the best effect. And that effect is always very bloody and effective. I am a writer, I promise. The game is obviously very fast-paced. Here you can go almost unreasonably fast. As developers say, here you will challenge the limits of what fast-paced movement shooter is. People who play the game, just like me, are saying that this feels like a sequel to the Ultrakill. Here you are fast and deadly, totally opposite of who you are in real life.
Slow and life-giving?
I don't know, man, shut up. Severed Steel. Here you will play as a woman named Steel. You have a prosthetic arm and you use it to navigate the levels, which adds an interesting and unique element to the gameplay. And although Steel has no arm, she's not armless, if you know what I mean. Honestly, here you'll find a huge arsenal of arms, just not arms. The game's physics engine can be a little bit wild at times, which makes for some hilarious moments when enemies get flung around like ragdolls. And with a killer soundtrack that perfectly matches the game's pace, Severed Steel is really fun to play. Whether you are a hardcore FPS fan or just looking for a casual game, I think it's worth your time. It has more than 90% of positive reviews on Steam and that is always a proof of a good game. System Shock. This is the full remake of the famous original System Shock from 1994, combining the old gameplay with all new HD visuals, updated controls, overhauled interface and all new sounds and music. It even has the original voice actor of Shodan, the psychotic AI who has taken control of the Citadel station and turned the crew into an army of cyborgs and mutants. She now plans to do the same to Earth, so you must explore and battle your way through the depths of a space station gone to hell, stop AI and avert humanity's destruction. The best thing for me, a man who never played the original System Shock of 1994, was a shocking experience, pun intended, when I realized that this is not a linear shooter. You can actually decide where to go first, what areas to explore, and you will also have to make a mental map of the space station in your head, because it is huge and it's easy to get lost. Borderlands 3. You'll blast through weird worlds and enemies as one of 4 World Hunters, the ultimate treasure-seeking badasses of the Borderlands, each with deep skill trees, abilities and customization. So in this looter-shooter RPG you will play solo or join the battle with friends to take on an epic enemies, score loads of loot and save your home from the most ruthless cult leaders in the galaxy. With bazillions of guns and gadgets, every fight is an opportunity to score new gear, and that gear is more than crazy. Firearms with self-propelling bullet shields? Check. Rifles that spawn fire-spewing volcanoes? Obviously. Guns that grow legs and chase down enemies while cursing? Yeah, got that too. On Steam, Borderlands 3 is an owner of very positive reviews, so it's a no-brainer if you like shoot and loot. Just grab the game and be happy. Make your enemies unhappy by making them die.
And now thank you for watching, have a nice day and I'll see you next time. Bye.